everybody, welcome to another video. I'm sorry if the lighting is a bit weird. I'm using natural light and that's the production value we're at. It is a Saturday afternoon. I'm enjoying a drink. Thought I would film a quick TBR for the upcoming month of May because I've decided after watching Chloe's video to participate in the Asian readathon hosted by Cindy over at Read with Cindy, and I'm flippin' pumped for this one, y'all. I am staying at my parents' because we're in lockdown in New Zealand. I only have a limited amount of books with me right now, and then some of them are at my place, so I'm going to go get them at a later date before we get into May. I should also say that I've kind of got 2 books per prompt. See if instead of reading like 5 books I can hopefully read 10, because I've read a lot this current month of April when I've been in lockdown, and I'm hoping I can replicate that reading energy, so we'll find out. Without further ado, here is each of the books that I'm going to be reading in the Asian readathon. The first prompt is to read a book by an Asian author, and for this I have On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong, who's a Vietnamese American author, and that is a quite famous now book. I think is full of letters that he wrote to his mother who can't read, and I'm literally going to cry just talking about it. I've seen people react really strongly toward it, so I've actually got the audiobook of that one through my library, but I had also placed an order for a physical copy, so I'm hoping that will come during May and I can actually read it physically and hopefully annotate and enjoy it in that medium. Also for this prompt I am hoping to read a Murakami book. It's my first Murakami book. I'm ever so excited about that. It is the only one I own, and it is called, long title so I may well messed up, Colorless, Sakura Tazaki and His Years of Pilgrimage. Haruki Murakami is a Japanese author and a super renowned and applauded one, so I'm really interested to finally get to one of his books. Don't actually know what that one is about, and I'm pretty keen to go in blind, so that's what we're going to do. The second prompt is read a book by an Asian author who you can relate to in some way. So for this prompt I've chosen to read books written by women. First we have Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi, who is a Korean author. I know that Jaime loved it, and I know that Chloe really likes the Mary H.K. Choi books too. It sounds really up my street. It's a YA contemporary, I believe. I'm into it. I think it's kind of a love story. It was like a really pretentious young couple who kind of thinks they're the whole world, and that's totally how you feel when you're that age, so I'm really interested to read this one. Also for this prompt I'm hoping to read The Vegetarian by Han Kang, who is another Korean author, and this is a translated work from the original Korean, so it'll be really interesting to read it through that lens as well. It is adult fiction, and I think it's a domestic story, domestic drama. So it looks as though our main character is tortured by dreams of invasive images of blood and brutality, and therefore decides to go vegetarian, and that is a choice that she can control, a small act of independence, but interrupts her marriage and sets into motion an increasingly grotesque chain of events at home. I'm really excited to read this one, especially because this is another one that Jaime has read and highly recommends. Third prompt is to read a book by an Asian author who is different from you in some way. So for this one I have chosen to read 2 books by men. They are Raise the Red Lantern, and that is by Su Tong, who is a Chinese author. And the reason I have that book is because I managed to find a secondhand copy when I was shopping with Jaime one time. And the reason I noticed it and know of it is because I've seen the film Raise the Red Lantern. Jaime and I actually saw it at a screening at the New Zealand International Film Festival a few years back, and we were blown away by it. It was an amazing movie. I absolutely adore it. I've been trying to find it on DVD ever since, and I just can't, which is really devastating to be honest, because I don't know if I'll ever watch it again in my life, and I need to. Managed to find a copy of the book, so I think it's a couple of novellas, and I'm really interested to read those. Secondly, for this prompt I'll be reading The Remains of the Day by Katsuo Ishiguro. They are a Japanese author who I think moved to England when they were quite young, so they were raised there. This is a period piece that takes place in England, and there is a filmic adaptation which I really want to watch that has Hugh Grant in it. Shout out to Hugh Grant. The fourth prompt is read a book recommended by an Asian person, and for this I am in luck because there is no shortage of books I want to read that have been recommended to me by the lovely Chloe from Books with Chloe. For this I actually have 3 books. I've first got both Tomi and Urumaki by Junji Ito. These are horror manga, and I'm psyched to get into these ones. I read Gyo this month in April and really took to to it. Junji Ito is a Japanese author. So I'm sort of cheating with this next one because I'm actually meant to be reading this book in April because it's the book club pick for April for my club with Jaime, the Bad Bitch Book Club. We would love to have you if you don't already follow us on Twitter, so that'll be linked in the description box. The reason I can kind of bump this into a May read is because our live show isn't actually until Sunday the 3rd of May. Actually might end up finishing it in May on the Saturday before the Sunday live show, and that is Wicked Fox by Kat Cho. It's like a modern day urban fantasy set in Seoul, retelling of the Gumiho legend. Let's do it. I'm pumped. Jaime has started reading it and she loves it, and of course Chloe loves this book. It's one of her favorites. So those are the books that I've chosen for the Asian Readathon alongside the group in 5th prompt, which is to read Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I'm really excited to read that one. I've been meaning to for years. Again, it is widely well regarded by people I know, so I'm really excited about that, and I'm keen to watch the TV show because anything Reese Witherspoon touches I will happily consume. So that is another book which I've ordered and I'm hoping will arrive in May so that I can read it in May. Quite long list of Asian Readathon books. I have a lot on my plate already, but I am also adding to that. The Bad Bitch Book Club pick for May is actually going to be Foul is Fair by Hannah Kevin, and I'm beyond words excited for this one. I cannot verbally communicate how the promise of this book makes me feel. It is a Macbeth retelling. If you didn't know this about me, don't know why you would. Macbeth is without a doubt my favourite tragedy by Shakespeare. I adore Macbeth. I pretty much adore every adaptation of Macbeth, so I don't know why this would be any different, especially because it is from Lady Macbeth's perspective. It's like a revenge thriller with fantastical elements because we love witchiness, and I am so just stoked, amped, ready to be wrecked by how lit I know this is going to be. Of course, we're doing a live show for that as well, so once the date is announced, it will be on the Bad Bitch Book Club Twitter. And then the final book I'm hoping to read in April is more of a book that I'm hoping to close out in April. So I actually started this right at the end of March and I haven't picked it up since because I've been focusing on my owls TBR in the month of April, and that is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I don't have the dust jacket with me. This is the beautiful, ooh, she's a bit disco. This is the beautiful book underneath the dust jacket, and this is a like dark academia fantasy vibe, and I am, how many pages in? 43 pages in thus far and loving what I have read of it. So I'm hoping that on the off chance I get through all the Asian Readathon books, I'll be able to find some time to finish this as well. That is what I have compiled for the Asian Readathon. I think I've managed to do the challenge of having an author from a different Asian ethnicity for each prompt. So for the first prompt we have a Vietnamese American author, for the second we have Korean authors, for the third we have a Chinese author, and for the fourth we have a Japanese author. We love to see it. Hopefully I'll be able to vlog a bit of my experience and you can see what I'm thinking of them as I'm reading them, because we know that I'm not shy. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you'll participate in the Asian Readathon if you can, and I think that is it. Goodbye for now. Thank you again.